Imagine a world where the biological clock doesn't just slow down but completely shatters, leaving you standing in the wreckage of time. What if I told you that the person who will celebrate their 200th birthday has already been born and they might be watching this video right now? In 2026 we are no longer just treating diseases, we are hacking the very source code of life to delete the expiration date from the human contract. Your body is essentially a biological machine that has been programmed to self-destruct after 8 decades, but we have finally found the override key. We are moving from an era where we age and die to an era where we update and endure, turning the human frame into a permanent masterpiece. This isn't just about living longer, it is about a 200-year-old human having the skin, the heart, and the raw energy of a 25-year-old athlete. Buckle up, because we are about to journey through 2 centuries of your own future, from the first mRNA reset to the age of the modular immortal body. The finish line of life has just been moved to the horizon, and the race to reach longevity escape velocity is officially on. Welcome to the era of the 200-year-old human, where your birthday is no longer a reminder of the end but a celebration of your first chapter. Chapter 1. The 2026 Foundation. The mRNA Revolution. The revolution begins today in 2026 with a simple series of injections that don't just protect you from viruses but rewrite your cellular instructions. Using the same mRNA technology that saved the world years ago, scientists are now programming your liver to produce enzymes that flush out cellular trash. You are among the first to receive the telomere extension pack, a genetic patch that prevents the caps on your DNA from fraying as you age. In this first decade you don't feel immortal, you simply feel like you have stopped getting tired as your mitochondria are boosted to 100% efficiency. The biology of longevity starts with cleaning the senescent or zombie cells that accumulate in your tissues, causing inflammation and decay. You watch as your skin remains taut and your mind stays sharp, while those who refuse the update begin their slow traditional decline. By year 15, the concept of middle age is officially declared dead by the World Health Organization, replaced by extended youth. Your body is now a closed-loop system where wearable biosensors talk directly to your mRNA patches to fix damage before you even feel it. You spend your evenings looking at 3D renders of your vascular system, watching as synthetic proteins scrub your arteries clean of every trace of cholesterol. Chapter 2. The 40-Year Shift, the Cellular Renaissance. By your 40th year of the longevity protocol, your body has completed its first total molecular turnover and you feel more vibrant than you did in your 20s. The Yamanaka factors are now being delivered via a localized mist, effectively rebooting the epigenetic markers that tell your cells how old they are. You notice that your vision, which used to fail in low light, has been restored to a level of clarity that surpasses the natural human limit. Your bone density is being managed by a slow-release CRISPR treatment that ensures your skeleton remains as flexible and strong as a child's. The biological inflation of the past, where the body slowly expanded and softened, has been reversed by a metabolic engine that burns fat with clinical precision. You realize that your immune system is now sovereign, capable of identifying and neutralizing even the most aggressive synthetic cancers in a matter of seconds. Every scratch and wound on your skin heals in hours rather than days, as your platelet count is optimized by a synthetic spleen implant. You are no longer aging, you are maintaining, treating your physical form like a high-performance vehicle that never leaves the showroom floor. The psychological weight of mortality begins to lift, replaced by a profound quiet excitement for the decades of untapped potential lying ahead. Chapter 3. The 70-Year Mark, the Modular Upgrade. By your 70th year, the biology of longevity moves from the microscopic level to the macroscopic level of full robotic precision organ replacement. Your original heart, which has beaten over 2 billion times, is gracefully retired and replaced with a 3D bioprinted version grown from your own stem cells. This new heart isn't just a copy, it is an upgrade reinforced with specialized carbon nanotube fibers that make it immune to the scarring of cardiac fatigue. You realize that your body is becoming truly modular, where any part that wears out, be it a kidney, a lung, or a joint, can be swapped in a weekend. Bioprinting labs in the late 2090s are like high-end luxury showrooms where you can order a new set of eyes that see in the dark or ears that hear the ultrasonic. The modular body means that at age 70 you have a physical biological age of 22 but with the accumulated wisdom of 7 full decades. You spend your weekends learning new high-impact sports like mountain climbing on Mars or deep-sea parkour because your graphene bones are unbreakable. The fear of a deadly accident is replaced by a routine repair schedule knowing that as long as your neural core is safe the rest is just hardware. You look at your original birth certificate as a piece of ancient history, a document from a version of you that was designed to fail. Chapter 4. The 100-Year Century, the Neural Bridge. On your 100th birthday, the primary challenge is no longer your body but your brain's finite ability to store a century's worth of human experience. To prevent memory saturation, you receive your first neural bridge, a thin graphene mesh that connects your biological brain to an encrypted digital cloud. This allows you to archive the memories of your first 50 years, freeing up biological space for the next 100 years of learning and creative growth. You are now a hybrid being where your consciousness is distributed between your organic neurons and a high-speed synthetic coprocessor in your skull. The biology of longevity has successfully navigated the 120-year limit, the old biological ceiling that no human in history had ever truly shattered. You look at your great-great-grandchildren and realize that you share the same physical vitality, creating a strange and beautiful timeless family dynamic. Society has shifted from generations to continuous eras as people no longer die off to make room for the new. Everyone simply keeps evolving. Your mind is a vast interconnected library of 100 years of data, yet you still feel the raw curiosity and drive of a teenager at the start of the world. You celebrate your century by embarking on a new PhD knowing that you have the next 100 years to master the subject and apply its secrets. Chapter 5. The 140-Year Horizon, the Atomic Artisan. At 140 years old, your relationship with your own physical form has reached the level of atomic mastery where you can influence your own cell growth. Your digestive system has been replaced with a bioreactor that can extract nutrients from almost any organic source, eliminating the need for traditional agriculture. You find that you no longer need to breathe as frequently as your synthetic red blood cells can carry 5 times the oxygen of your original biological ones. Your nervous system has been shielded against electromagnetic interference, allowing you to interface directly with the technology and cities around you. You spend years in deep meditation where your AI-assisted brain can simulate entire lifetimes and scientific theories in the span of a single afternoon. The concept of identity has expanded. You don't just feel like a person, you feel like a living, breathing archive of 2 different centuries of human progress. Your skin is now a living sensor array capable of detecting changes in air pressure, chemical composition, and even the presence of distant radiation. You realize that you have outlived every nation, every company, and every political movement that existed on the day of your birth in the 20th century. You are a bridge between the organic past and the synthetic future, a guardian of the human spirit in a body that refuses to surrender to the cold. Chapter 6. The 180-Year Milestone, the Nanosynthesis. By the 180th year, your biology is no longer just maintained by medicine, it is actively synthesized by a swarm of billions of localized nanobots. These nanobots live in your marrow, acting as a secondary invincible immune system that can dismantle any pathogen or cancer cell in microseconds. They also act as intracellular architects, constantly rearranging the atoms in your muscles and skin to maintain a state of perfect youthful stasis. You no longer need to sleep in the traditional sense, as your nanobots can clear out neural debris while you are fully awake and functional. Your skin has become a smart surface capable of changing its pigmentation or hardening into a protective shield in response to any physical threat. The 200-year-old human is now more of a biological machine than a traditional mammal, but your soul and yourself remain entirely beautifully human. You spend decades traveling the solar system, as your body is now specifically designed to thrive in environments that would kill a natural human in seconds. Time has lost its linear grip on your mind. You don't count the years anymore, you count the cultures you have seen and the planets you have walked upon. You have become a master of your own form, able to adjust your physical strength or sensory perception to match any challenge the universe throws your way. Chapter 7. The 200-Year Apex, Mastery of Form. You have finally reached the 2-century mark, a milestone that was once considered a scientific impossibility and a religious miracle by your ancestors. Your body is a perfect glowing fusion of organic stem cell tissue, synthetic carbon nanotubes, and a distributed AI integrated nervous system. You are the first of the ever living a human being who has successfully decoupled their existence from the cruel flow of entropy and decay. The biology of longevity has reached its peak. You can now edit your physical form at will, changing your face or your height to suit your mood. Looking back over 200 years, you see the history of the 21st and 22nd centuries not as a series of books but as a series of vibrant lived-in memories. You have seen the rise of cities on Mars, the cleaning of the Earth's oceans, and the birth of a truly global immortal civilization that lives in peace. Death is now an elective procedure, something you only choose if you feel your journey is truly complete and your curiosity has finally been exhausted. But as you look out at the cold, beautiful stars, you realize that 200 years was just the tutorial level for what comes next in the human story. Conclusion. The new beginning. The 200-year-old human is not a freak of nature. They are the ultimate triumph of human reason over the cruelty of biological chance and decay. We have moved from being victims of time to being the architects of eternity, turning the tragedy of aging into a solvable engineering problem. This journey began in 2026 with a few lines of mRNA code, and it ended with a species that can finally look at the stars and say we have time. The gold mine of the future isn't in the ground, it is in the data that allows us to repair, renew, and reinvent our own physical and mental existence. As we close this script, remember that the 100-year life was just the opening act, and the 200-year life is the new reality for the bold and the wise. The screen has met the atom, the street has met the screen, and now the human has finally met the infinite and walked beside it as an equal. Your body is no longer a cage that traps you for 80 years, it is a vessel that can carry you for as long as your imagination and your will desire. The 200-year-old human is here, they are alive, and they are the first page of a book that will never ever have a final closing chapter. Welcome to the future, where rest in peace has been replaced by live in progress, and the countdown to your second century starts now.